collaborating and bartering for goods and services. So a lot of the pain that entrepreneurs all feel is they don't necessarily have the money that they require in order to grow and expand their business. But each and every one of you has something that you're really good at. So what I've seen is, in fact, they're on the hookup team, is the Summertime Girls, who have a great marketing and branding company, starting to help other companies rebrand, sort out their branding, their marketing and communications, and in return, they've been given something. So start thinking about what it is that you have in your hand right now, your goods and services. Network with those people that you really respect and admire that are doing something that you need, and barter with them. And say, you know what, if you build my website, I can drive your PR strategy because I'm brilliant at PR. And I think that is how you can quickly start building up your business without getting stuck in that thing about, but I don't have money, but I can't build out a brand because I just don't have the money. I have seen amazing things happen at the Branson Center through just the bartering of goods and services. So collaborate, build your businesses, and barter with each other.
I think we all understand in this room that every business is about people. Yes, it's about the bottom line, it's about the money, but that money comes from people, whatever product you might be selling. It's very important, they always emphasize it, that for you to be able to network and create relationships, because those are ultimately that's what's going to get you far, is that nobody wants to work with a prick, or nobody wants to work with an arrogant person. So I think it's very important to, even if you get to do well, or you think you're better than other people, just to keep it on the low. It's good to believe in yourself and be firm on your feet and know that you're good, but it's also very important to stay humble. Humility will take you very far. And when you are humble, you are able to create relationships. When you are able to create relationships, it's your duty to maintain those relationships. When you maintain those relationships, you might never know how or when are you going to collaborate, or how are those relationships going to bear fruits for you at a later stage. I look at a lot of people that I do business with now. It's guys that, we started out back together, and it was just, this person was doing this and that. They were not really having any role of significance at the time. They were just ordinary. You could have treated that guy like he's a nobody, but you look at them now, those are the guys that are decision makers.
When you're collaborating, bring the best people you can find around you. And don't be intimidated by the best minds. If I go on radio, I know I'm nowhere near as good as Bospu and those guys. So I will learn from them. I listen to the show listening, because if I go on, I want to be able to learn from them. That years of experience, those 10,000 hours, is very valuable. The second thing I want to say in closing is that any entrepreneur, what a real entrepreneur does, or an innovative one, is fulfill an area of pain. And I want to tell you a quick story as I close. In the 1920s, women were dying to vote. The first country where women were granted the right to vote was 1893 in New Zealand. And that started a massive global wave of women's empowerment. In the early 1900s, women in America were dying to vote. At that time, women were not allowed to smoke cigarettes. Now, as an entrepreneur, you would think that because women can't smoke cigarettes and it's seen as taboo, holding a male body part, as an entrepreneur, traditionally you'd think, maybe I shouldn't even target them. But a guy named Edward Bernays, who happened to be Sigmund Freud's nephew, believed that he can stimulate the desire to get people to want something they don't know they want. And what a real entrepreneur does is go in and finds people's unconscious pain and stimulates a desire that they don't even know they want. So what he did was, during the New York Easter Day parade, he took 10 women, put them in front of the float as it came by, and he says, what I want you to do is I want you to hold up the cigarette like the Winnie Mandela fist. And when the cameras came by, he took photos. And the next day in the press, he said these women were holding flames of freedom. And what happened was phenomenal. Women start buying cigarettes not to smoke them, but to put it in men's faces to say, I'm gonna be free. And that's the kind of thinking you need to have as an entrepreneur, is that it may not be obvious, but where is there a pain? And there was a pain in women to want to feel free. So how do you link an object to fulfill that pain? And I think that's what real entrepreneurs do, is make people feel better about their pain.